Within this video, we're going to be going over one of the greats. He's a pioneer and he broke down doors that allowed youngsters from similar circumstances believe they could make it. At the peaks, he was battling some big shots at the top shots. Solo, he's been a beast, underratedly funny guy as well. Let's go on to social media and see. Dylan Mills, or Dizzee Rascal as he's known as, was born in September 1984 in Bow Town Hamlets in East London. He certainly did not have an easy start to life. He lost his father when he was still young, so he was brought up by his mother. He was a rather outlandish youngster, and his mum endeavoured to keep him in school. Or school, shall I say, being ousted from 3 to 4 schools. It was around this time that a teacher first called him Rascal. Being a rather active youngster, some of his madnesses were entailed in early interviews, ranging from fighting with teachers, car stealing, to taxing pizza delivery bags. Active. Quite a far cry from the Rascal today. By the time he reached his 5th school, he was excluded from all lessons except music. Anyways, his real music endeavours began on school computers, encouraged by his music teacher. Among his friends, he was one of the more unorthodox, and when he started making music in his teenage years, he learned to rap fast over tracks, so one could really begin to picture early infants thought would be to come. At around about 14, Rascal became an amateur DJ, also rapping over tracks and making occasional appearances on local pirate radio stations. It was also at his guy, Danny Shizu's house, yes, the footballer, where he made his first mixtapes and tracks. Shout out Danny Shizu. Across this time, Roll Deep was fully formed, of course Wiley, which Rascal was initially included in, along with guys like Tinchy Strider. However, this group began to move away from the typical UKG sound and eventually found themselves creating music that would come to be called grime. However, the game would really change just years later. He, along with some of the other big names in the game, worked and made some early grime instrumentals, and after some self-production, and still a youngster at 18 years of age, he went on to sign a deal with the record label XL.
If not the first.
Yeah,
like,
and obviously, I mean, like, the levels to take it to as well.
That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
Because I was already doing something different and something mad in the first place. I was building it. Like I said, I had tunes with Stormin and Sharky. Then eventually, whoever else I'd invite into the studio, God's Gift would be on the tune, or Wiley would be on the tune. So that's why I was already ahead and in line and ready to make an album.
Do you feel like producing your own stuff from early?
It set me apart.
Yeah.
It set me apart, because some people didn't understand. They like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
But then eventually...
people started learning and catching up, but like...
I knew what my beats did in a rave. It just sent people mad. Like I said, Ho, Go, all them tunes there, send people let off gunshots. Like it used to go off. And then when I Love You, that took it even somewhere to the left.
Yeah.
Weird, because like I showed you, I was into so much other stuff. Once I really...
the influences all came into it.
Yeah, I had to fuck with and manipulate the music and think outside the box. I didn't blow just because of just me. It's never because of just one person. It's because of whoever you're around at the time. It could be your manager, or your people, like you said, who are around you, or the dude in the radio station that says, yo, you have to play this. Bunch of different things that come, you know what I mean? Everything bang comes at one time.
Following this, he finally officially released his first single, I Love You, in May 2003. I say officially because the version of the song was bubbling under on pirate radio stations across 2002. This is quite monumental, as the song was also critically acclaimed, being seen as one of the most important moments in the building of grime, especially seeing as at that time, the space was still somewhat in formulation. Also, quickly back on the Roll Deep stuff, MC Flowdown went on to say that the introduction of Dizzee Rascal to Roll Deep and his subsequent popularity was the reason why Pay As You Go eventually disbanded, with Roll Deep rising to prominence subsequently. Fair enough. Now the game would really change when Dizzee Rascal released his debut album, Boy in the Corner, in July 2003. The album was very well rated critically universally, with praise within various areas deeming it one of the top albums of the year. The album entered at number 40, eventually going to reach number 23. Whilst all this buzz was occurring within the same week, Rascal had gone to Iron Apple with Roll Deep. Unfortunately, here things would take a turn for the worse when Rascal got into a situation.
You had a situation at one point where you got stabbed.
The way you dropped that. Yeah, I did.
5 times?
6.
6 times?
Yeah.
Where?
Excuse the belly, I mean, like, one there. One on my back there. You see it?
Okay.
One there, one under there, a few.
Oh, so you got stabbed all over your body?
Yeah.
Delving too deep, but various sources suggested that this event was connected to an apparent feud between Rascal, Wiley and Group So Solid Crew. Lady-related also. Who did it? Anyway, following success of I Love You and Boy in the Corner, the second single from the album, Fix Up Look Sharp, released in August. In September, He was awarded a 2003 Mercury Prize, awarded for Best British Album, one of the most prestigious awards for the albums. He was also the youngest person to do so, at 19 years of age. The third and final single from Boy in the Corner was Just a Rascal, which also saw a young City try the music video. Besides this, 2003 was still not done for Rascal, as the Dizzee and the Rascal names would still prove to be prevalent. This is in reference to the beef with underground MC Crazy Titch, after a fight broke out between them during a pirate radio set. The set, which featured many of the formative grime guys, resulted in them sending for each other with disses. The people can probably be thankful that this didn't escalate much further, as Crazy Titch is now in prison for life. Good things continued in 2004, and in September he released his second album, Showtime, which entered at number 8. He carried on moving in 2004 as he made a deal and designed his own shoe with Nike later in 2005. You know about Dizzee Rascal and the shoes. Later in the year, he revived his label Dirty Stank with DEE and alike. Dirty Stank. Dizzee Rascal came with his next in 2007 and released his third album, Mass Plus English, in June. He stated in an interview that in the album title, Mass was referring to producing, in terms of beats, deals and money, and English was to writing lyrics. Funnily enough, the album was actually released on the same day as Wiley's third album, Playtime Is Over. Rascal referenced Who Did It affairs in what was rumoured to be a diss on the track CO, old school, explicit, and Wiley also included a track called A Letter to Dizzee, which addressed and called for peace between. Across the rest of the year, he was still quite active, working with American rap duo UGK and also released singles from the album. Now it's here, 2008, where the commercial domination for Dizzee Rascal would really start. Dance With Me. This song, with the musician Calvin Harris and singer Crow, would go on to dominate, debuting at number 1 through just downloads a week before physical release. The song was number 1 for 4 weeks and has gone on to be certified 3 times UK Platinum. Active. The next single, Bonkers, came the next year. This went to number 1 for 2 weeks. Yeah, safe to say, Rascal was moving very active. You know, you'd be perhaps fair to think he'd take a break, let up, etc. But no, holiday. Calvin Harris, Chrome again. Rascal said once when he was performing some of the bigger guys that were more on the singing side, that it was all well and good, him going hard, and he noticed that he didn't really have any slower songs or any real singing. I was like, yep, some changes needed, hence such type songs. Anyway, of course, the song went to number 1. Regardless of crossovers, etc., most weren't moving like so at the time. Now the next thing for him was the album, Tongue in Cheek, which would be his 4th album, released in September 2009, independently through his own label as well. Yes, Dirty Stank. The album debuted at number 3 with first week sales of 53k, which would have had him at the time 4th on the all-time list for UK rap albums in first week sales, and still has him in the top 10 as of now. The album went on to go platinum with more than 300,000 UK sales, and the success the people knew. Yep, what a year 2009 was. Active. 2010 began, of course, with activity. At the Brit Awards in February, Dizzee Rascal won the award for Best British Male. Big feat, especially back then. To cap off a great night for him, he performed the mashup You Got the Dirty Love with Florence and the Machine, releasing the following day. In May, in celebration of Platinum Tongue in Cheek, he re-released the album with a deluxe version and a few new tracks, including You Got the Dirty Love and Dirty Disco. He was moving active, doing a World Cup song, and yet the song went to number 1 for 2 weeks. He continued really demonstrating his reach, featuring with Shakira on the English version of Hispanic Latin song Loca, the lead single from her album. This was coming off the time of the 2010 World Cup hype as well. 2010 again was a very good year for Dizzee Rascal. Across mixtapes with the people, and also performing at the opening ceremony of the 2012 London Olympics. Good times. His next album, the 5th, was forthcoming. Released later in 2013, the album reached number 10. Rascal has still been active throughout the years, whether releasing more work or doing some stuff with the newer time guys. More on his latter work perhaps soon. But yeah, safe to say one of the most influential and dominant guys within grime and UK rap, surely has to see him within a great space. But all he's been through, he's still here, having very sadly lost his folks and even his former partner. And to be quite frank, some of these incidents probably have been at least some of the reasons he moves, moves the way he does. Not everything, of course, yeah. Regardless, still being active, he said he wouldn't mind becoming old within music. Subtly a funny ass guy on social media as well. Also, of course, the infamous feud. Will the people see them together again? Now, this last part will just give some ideas and or what I'd do if I were them and within similar. Firstly, I reckon Rascal should go with tapes and singles, perhaps only albums when the time really is right. Seemingly a misunderstood guy, would be something to see him tell a story via any media format, in all honesty. It wouldn't go amiss him doing some features to some of the up and coming guys, perhaps also any he believes or sees something in, Also, it'd be fascinating to really see Dizzee Rascal do some stuff on the business side, perhaps something, a shop of some sort or something, who knows. It'd be great to see Dizzee Rascal tap back into the origins and start delving into some Afro, If anyone can make it work as this guy after some infusioning sound over the years. Rascal, if this materializes into your peripherals, please feel free to take any of this into consideration, and yeah, feel free. Anyways, that's just me. Feel free to leave in the comments or to Rascal himself. And yep, nice overview. Many thanks, people. More soon. Of course, if you did like the video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share, etc. And yes,